Hello everyone, this video is about phylogenetic tree. A phylogenetic tree is a diagram that represents the evolutionary relationships among organisms, or in this case buttons. It looks something like this, where we have the oldest ancestry on the left, moving toward the right where our present day buttons are. The pattern of branching, or all of these black lines, also called branches, represent how buttons evolved from series of common ancestors. Normally, two buttons are more related if they have more recent common ancestor and less related if they have a less recent common ancestor. For example, our gold button right here evolves through a single lineage from the most recent common ancestor to all buttons, also called anagenesis. Compared to our four-hole round button, they're least related. These here up top evolved from series of ancestors, also called cladogenesis, causing all of this branching out. From the left, we have the most recent common ancestor to all buttons. As we said, the gold one branches out independently, right here, and it's also called an outgroup. It doesn't share none of the traits observed in rest. These pink dots here are called nodes, or internal nodes. Basically, there's one at each point of splitting apart of a single group into two descendant groups. It represents a divergent event and it holds the most recent ancestor. This line here with this node is labeled the root, or a root. Therefore, this tree is a rooted tree and it holds the most common ancestor of all buttons. On the very right, we have the OTUs, or operational taxonomic unit. Could be species. Buttons basically is the group that we're studying, that is clustered together based on similarities. Now, since we went over this terminology, let's look at how we build this tree. Here we have the most recent common ancestor to all buttons. From the beginning, we said that this one doesn't share none of the traits with the rest of them, so it's singled out the outgroup. Let's look at all of this. The first split is right here because all of these are made from plastic and these two are made from metal. Then all of this group up here, it's also split into two. The difference is like these holes are through the buttons and these one here are under the buttons. Now these two buttons, their holes are internal. This one is different, external. The ones up top, the difference is like these two have 4 holes. This one has 2 holes. The most similar between each other will be these because they have the shortest branches. So they're the most similar to each other. Thank you for watching.